tip number 2 on how to get out the door on time with kids. No more yelling, bribing, feelings of anger and frustration. So tip number 2, now that you've already developed a consistent routine or rhythm, I like to say, the second thing is to document that routine. So we are going to create a routine chart with your child. And when children are given that autonomy to create their own routine chart, the idea is they're going to hopefully follow it. So how do we now allow more autonomy and independence into our children's life? Is instead of having one of those like Pinterest perfect routine charts or going to the store and buying a routine chart, no, you're going to create the routine chart with your child. And this is going to help them to strengthen those executive functioning skills. It's going to teach them a lot of independence. I just love seeing their self-esteem. Like, you can tell that the kid feels good about themselves after they've done something that's pretty challenging. And let's be honest, it's really hard to pick out an outfit, put it all on, tie those sneakers, have everything you need for the day, be ready to go at a certain time. That's not your set time. So these kids need to be taught, like, it's a routine. This is what needs to happen and what works best for you. And so what I'm going to do is just tell you what the steps are and how to create that routine chart with your child. So the first step is you're going to brainstorm all the tasks that need to get done. And they're brainstorming it. You're writing it down. For your teenager, they're going to do it themselves, but it's nice to have you with them when you're brainstorming. What are all the things that you need to do before you leave the house in the morning? So brainstorm that list. Order the list in chronological order. So then you have this list that they brainstormed, and then you're going to put it in chronological order. Well, what happens first? Well, then what happens next? And I always recommend my clients to start with whatever the transition time is that's giving you the hardest challenge. It could be bedtime or it could be the morning time. And I say you start with the bedtime first, because then you put in routines that helps you with the morning routine. So after you have it in the chronological order, and then you're going to take a picture of your children doing the different tasks. And I recommend parents of ages like 9 and younger to take pictures of their children doing all these different tasks: brushing their teeth, getting their pajamas on, setting up their clothes for the next day. That's a great thing to do the night before. All those different things. And then for the older kids, they like to draw pictures still. And then for the much older high school, and for us, we need a routine chart too. We could just write it down. We can write down what the steps are of what we do to be ready to walk out the door. And then you ask your child, let's pick a spot for this routine chart. So you've got the steps, they're in chronological order. You've got the pictures of the kid doing all these different steps. Let them pick it out. Practice the routine chart when you're not in a time of stress, when you're not like, let's get out the door, let's go. Practice it on a Saturday morning. They have a lot of fun. When my son was 4, he had a lot of fun practicing it, and it really clicked for him because we were doing the bedtime routine chart at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and he thought it was really silly to be getting pajamas on and doing everything, and it really clicked for him. And then you let the routine chart be the boss. So this is the biggest part, and this idea is from Positive Discipline, and you let the routine chart be the boss. You're not the one saying, go brush your teeth, go do this, go do that. Are you ready? Do you have the... What's next on your routine chart? Did you get everything done on your routine chart? You try not to sound kind of snotty like I just did then, but what's next on your routine chart? And don't take away feelings of capability by giving them a reward or a sticker or no. This routine chart is for them. They really are going to develop some amazing, that feeling of autonomy, that feeling of independence. Their self-worth is going to be huge. And And do it for yourself too. Create your own morning routine. I know I talked about it in the last video. When we have a consistent morning routine, we're gonna do better during these times of stress of getting the kids out on time. So how can we create a miracle morning is what I try to teach my clients. All right, bye for now. Kristen Anker, KristenAnker.com. And I am your parent empowerment specialist, and I'll be back with tip number 3.